Thanks for stopping by for this week's 2 Minutes with Tim. The most popular talk I've given to date has been a talk related to long-term care facilities. I want to revisit long-term care facilities today and talk about the most significant risk your loved one has if they are a resident in a long-term care facility, and that is the risk of falls. Of the 1.6 million Americans who reside in long-term care facilities, 50% of them will fall on a yearly basis. Of those folks who fall, more than 65,000 will suffer from hip fractures, and around 1,800 die every year from fall-related injuries. I just resolved a case just short of trial where my client's mother was a resident at a long-term care facility. This care facility had policies and plans and procedures in place to prevent falls. Unfortunately, the facility was poorly managed and they didn't follow their own rules. This put this poor lady at risk for falls. She in fact did fall, broke a hip, and died within 24 hours. It was a very sad case. And had the facility just followed their own rules, this poor lady would not have passed away when she did. If you or a loved one is considering moving into a long-term care facility, there are specific things you can do on the front end to prevent the risk of falls. First thing I would suggest you do is take a look at the facility from a design standpoint. Look at the lighting. Is it adequate? Are there dark areas? Take a look at the hallways. Are there enough handrails and handlebars involving restrooms, the dining room, and the bathing facilities? Take a look inside the room. See what the bed heights are like. Do the bedclothes fit tightly such that the floors are clean and neat and free of impediments? Also look at the footwear that the residents are wearing. Make sure that the footwear has traction on the bottom and aren't simply socks, which can lead to falls. Also look at the personal items inside the room. Can the residents get to those personal items easily without having to stretch or reach too far? Also, most nursing homes will provide what's called a fall risk assessment to every resident about every 6 months. Here's a copy of a fall risk assessment in a recent case I was involved in. These assessments are a key document in a nursing care plan for your loved one. They examine their fall risk, they take a look at the medication, and they see whether there are things that can be done beforehand to prevent a fall. They're very important documents. I would suggest that you ask the facility you're looking at to include you on your loved one's fall risk assessment, so you get a copy of it. You can see whether it's accurate and whether it's being done in a timely manner. The single most important factor to prevent any falls is making sure that the facility you're considering has adequate staffing. We talked about that in our last talk. The ratio of staff members to residents is a key element to keeping people safe. Making sure that people will be there to provide your loved one helping, getting to the restroom, getting down to the dining hall, so that they won't have to do things on their own. That's the single most important factor in keeping your loved one safe. If you or a friend has questions about long-term care facilities, please feel free to give me a call. My number is 573-635-7977. And remember, you can see past editions of 2 Minutes with Tim at timvanronselen.com. Thanks for stopping by.